Hello, everyone, and welcome back to more of reacting to Epic the Musical. I believe today we are going to be doing the Circe arc. I think that's at least what it was called within the Circe Saga from for the next part of what we're essentially doing in the Odyssey. And if I should say, I say the Odyssey knowing a little bit more about the context of here now that I'm understanding things a little bit more. Thank you for all the comments again for the last couple of videos that I've done on this series. I've really been enjoying seeing everyone's, not only their interpretations of what they believe, especially what was going on with the animatics, but this is such a passionate community, and I'm very glad to have met a lot of you because of it. I'm going to continue just kind of reacting to my styles of mainly looking at the instrumentation, but a lot of you have been asking a lot about like the lyrical aspect of it, so I'm going to try to see if I can listen to the lyrics a little bit more. These animatics have been really cool to watch and react to as well, and I know obviously George being the, I'm probably saying the name wrong, but I'm going to say it anyway that way, George being the original composer for there. Obviously a lot of the animatics are fan-made, and everyone has their own interpretations for everything, so I'm glad that you are all at least enjoying kind of my aspect and my thought process, and, well, just me picking up on things. I swear these are blind reacts. I've never listened to this stuff before, but it's been nice being part of the community and having people say so many positive things. We'll see what we can end up picking up for these videos this time. If we're talking about the Circe part, we're probably will see stuff that has to do with Odysseus' crew being turned into pigs. Something to probably do with Hermes will be in here. I don't know. There's a lot of things from here. I don't know how far it'll go through here. I know at one point there is supposed to be sacrifices that should be happening. I don't know. There's a lot of things. This started to be kind of a more complicated adventure when it came to Circe's island of, I think it was called Aia? Ai? I'm terrible with pronunciation, in case you haven't been able to tell by this point from watching this far into the series, but we'll do like we normally do. We're going to start by reacting just again to the initial stuff that I've heard from here, and then kind of go from there. So I'm curious to see what instrumentation Circe might be. Some of you have commented that there's a danger motive that pops up, so I'm going to see if I can pick that up, because I think I kind of noticed what I've heard a motif every single time that Odysseus has run into a god, or it's the Cyclops or something, but we'll see as it kind of goes forward from there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and pop right into here. Let's see what we got from over here. We're starting with Puppeteer. I think this is the first one of the Circe Saga, and let's see what we have. Again, lots of starts and goes. I'll see if I can also focus on lyrics. I don't like having subtitles on, just because, at least for a first listening view, I want to see what my brain attaches to first and what focuses on, and then I can go back and look at lyrics with subtitles and everything, as need be, of course. But for now, let's go ahead and at least listen to the beginning of this, see what we can come up with. Wait a minute, that original melody we heard, da 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 dum, ba da 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 da. Is that a callback to another motive that they did earlier in the previous saga? It almost sounds like it is, just done with more Japanese style instrumentation from there. Unless this, I don't remember what the Japanese instrument was called, but if we have that introducing the da 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 da, I know I've heard that melody line before, so it has obviously appeared in other places, but, so I wonder if that's what they're going to be working a lot through with that melody there. I bet you it is.
Captain, I have something that I must confess.
Oh?
Something that I must get off my chest. Until it is said, I cannot rest. Captain,
You really gotta make sure this island is secure.
but Captain,
There's only so much left we can endure. Whatever you need to say can wait some more. Of that I'm sure.
okay.
This is such a mood shift immediately from, because I think the last thing was Poseidon's attack on Odysseus's crew. So maybe that's where we're having that motive come as kind of a reminder about at least the conflict between Odysseus and his crew kind of coming there before, and it's sounding more melancholy, which matches really the mood of probably what Odysseus is feeling at this point. And it's just like, no, don't talk to me. Go to the island. Go make sure this place is secure from here. But, like, the Japanese-style oriental instrumentation they're using here kind of really does help to bring that initial, like, thought-provoking part up there. I have a feeling that this might be a little calmer to start out with, but they definitely introduced that motive before in the past. I wish I remembered what song it was. I might have to go back and look at what song it is, because they're definitely returning to that motive, and that's probably where a lot of the melody lines that we're going to hear from Odysseus and whoever else is singing is probably going to come from. But it's so melancholy, and the pink coloring, at least of this animatic, replicates that mood. And if we're doing with Circe a lot in this, it's also going to, replicate that as, like, the I think in this Circe is considered a witch goddess or something. It's, kind of goddess of love, I don't want to know if she's really the goddess of I'll stop talking about, like, mythology. My brain goes to there. But just the melancholiness is such a nice touch after having such an intense scene with Poseidon from there. So let's see how they kind of continue this.
Whatever you need to say can wait some more. Of that I'm sure.
Okay.
Also, that guitar riff is still there. Every time Odysseus talks, they have that guitar in the middle there. Ooh.
Really gets back so soon. Where's the rest of your crew? And by the gods, what happened to you?
We came across a palace. Inside we heard a voice. It seemed to show no malice. To greet it was our choice, but nothing could prepare us for the power that awaited inside.
What did this palace hide?
Sir, since we left home, we faced a variety of foes from a wide range of places. Gods, monsters, you know the roster, hostile creatures.
I like kind of the rap-esque. That's cool.
A woman. She had us in just 2 words.
That's so good. It's just like we fought all these people, we fought all of these gods, all of the Cyclops, all these monsters, but a woman is our greatest weakness. Gosh, that's a lot of how Greek mythology goes for there too. Also, it seems we have that progression back that we had with, I think there might be a god progression. Maybe that's what it is. Whenever we're talking about a god or goddess, we seem to have the same chord progression that's going through there. And it goes back to all the way, at least from what it feels like to me. And I could be very wrong with this analysis, but going all the way back to the initial killing of the baby with a dun, 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 because I'm hearing in the strings that same chord progression, maybe in a slightly different key, but we have that da, 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 da. We have the da, 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 that 4-mode motif that appeared all the way in the beginning has come back over here again. And the rap section's interesting, and there's a lot more of a rhyme scheme on this one than I've noticed in the others, just to kind of, put a different mood on there. I wonder if the strings are going to relate a lot to this goddess, because, again, maybe that's a danger motive. Maybe that's what I've been missing there. The da-da-da-da, maybe that is the danger motive that they start to introduce from there. I don't know. Let me listen to that again.
Where's the rest of your crew? And by the gods, what happened to you?
We came across a palace. Inside we heard a voice. It seemed to show no malice. To greet it was our choice, but nothing could prepare
Yeah, the same progression that we've heard before.
that awaited inside.
What did this palace hide?
Sir, since we left home, we've
There's
faced a
that
variety
pulse
of
heartbeat
from a
again that
wide
I'm
range of places.
used to hearing at this
You know
point.
the roster, hostile creatures that we could resist, but this was a hell of a twist, cause we are weak to
Actually, the cello line there, the dun, 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 that callback there kind of feels the same as when Poseidon first appeared. Dun, dun, dun. It's almost like the heartbeat when you have the bass drum pulse on the bottom, kind of giving us that uneasiness kind of rhythm that we heard before there. So it's kind of a callback to the rhythm of Poseidon. So maybe this has to do with this danger motive that people are talking about. It has to be, but it's still cool. It's still cool.
a power like this.
What was it?
A woman.
What?
She had us in just 2 words.
Come inside.
Damn.
Welcome to the best part of your life.
That pattern's back again. Hold on. You have the da 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 da. Those war drum type things in there. That's got to be part of like either a god theme or something from there, because I keep hearing it from there. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. They reintroduced that. That's cool. That's so cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
This was a hell of a twist, cause we are weak to a power like this.
What was it?
A woman.
What?
She had
That
us
line
in
cracks
just
me
2
up each
words.
time.
Come inside.
Damn.
Welcome to the best part of your life. Go ahead and rest wherever you like. I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
Yep, Circe.
Only I stayed outside, but the rest went in.
Take a seat. Let me bring you all something to eat. I bet you're tired from the years spent on your feet. I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
By the time they ate, it was far too late. For inside the meal,
Think of your
she had cast a
past.
spell.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of music from Hamilton. I know I said that like a long time ago, but this gives me Hamilton vibes. Like you have, and again, I'm terrible with the names. Odysseus's main guard captain, is it? Oh my gosh, what was the name of it again? It's hard for me to pronounce some of these. Shit. What was his name? I don't know. I'm gonna lose it. I need to find it somewhere. I just know, like, I understand the travel song originally was meant to introduce these 2 characters, and I just kind of lost their names from there. But the other guard captain who's still alive, Ulysses or something like that. I probably said it wrong. I'm positive I said it wrong there. I'm sorry, fandom. I'm terrible at names. It's just how I go from there. But either way, like, he seems to be kind of the Hamilton-esque part from there with the rap variation of there, and then popping in Circe being this, like, kind of ballad thing. And I'm definitely hearing, again, that kind of Athena piano-like theme there, except it's very distorted and more, I don't know, more synthesized, like, at that point. So Circe's instrument more synthesized piano or something like that, but we still have that kind of same motive that they introduced at the beginning with the bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum. It's a heartbeat. And with you know, the goddess of love, supposedly, at least with everything from here, it's good. Okay, let me go back to there to kind of listen to the lyrics a little bit better too.
Go ahead and rest wherever you like. I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
Only I stayed outside, but the rest went in.
Take a seat. Let me bring you all something to eat. I bet you're tired from the years spent on your feet. I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
It's a nice
By the
pulse
time
to
they
it.
ate, it was far too late. For inside the meal,
Think of your past.
she had cast a spell.
And your mistakes.
They began to squeal
They'll be the
and grow
last
loud
Turning into pigs.
mistakes you'll make.
She changed them.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good way to do that.
It wasn't quick.
We paid it
She
in.
turned our men
The world is not
from men to pigs.
and to forgive.
She changed them.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer.
It's so cool the way that they do this. Like, it is totally, like, it's totally Hamilton like esque. And I don't know if that was George's initial inspiration for Puppeteer, but like it's such a interesting kind of combination of melding this like popish theme and melody line that you would normally hear within most typical pop music with the rap portions that you would normally hear in like hip hop and pop together makes such a cool combination of music, especially when it comes to storytelling, because it's not a complex chord progression when you're doing for that. It has a lot to do with, here, I want to focus on these lyrics. I want to focus on the storyline over there. So let's just have the simple chord progression, which again, I think is the same one from the beginning, da, 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 which seems to be always a God. I'm going to call this the God chord. No, the God chord progression. Yes, that da, 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 da. They're using that whenever gods seem to talk in one key or another, and then putting that forward whatever instrumentation relies from there. So it's a puppeteer. I understand why it's called from there. Circe just goes and manipulates all the men to eat stuff, turn them into puppets, or not puppets, turn them into pigs, because that is kind of the whole concept from here. So it's trickery. It's to gain control of his men. Odysseus really does lose a lot of men just because of the gods like going flatly against everything that he goes from. But again, I like the whole differences of the singing as compared to the rapping or more rhyme lyrics are there. It's a nice contrast from here, and it makes it so you're really trying to pick up on the storytelling of Ulysses. I'm sure I'm saying their name wrong. I apologize. And just what Circe did at that time. It's such a nice mashup there. It's perfect. It's very aesthetically pleasing to this. And because you have like the traditional, lo-fi, this sounds more lo-fi with its more intense things there. Having lo-fi be done in an intense way helps the listeners to see how much of a trickery Circe is probably going to be, because there's a lot of lo-fi elements in here too, especially when you heard the traditional Japanese style music in the beginning, which maybe depicted, I think this is Gigi who did this particular one, probably depicted why they had such a huge part in kind of the color scheme from this too. So it all kind of comes together to give this like, do I feel relaxed? Or do I feel anxious? It's depending on who's singing or talking at that point, and just the mood changes in like instants with these motives are phenomenal, and it gives me goosebumps. I love it.
By the time they ate, it was far too late.
I needed to listen to it again just to feel that pulse. Anxious? Ha ha ha. Anxious. I tricked you. You're mine. Anxious. It's so cool. I love it.
I don't play, I'm Puppeteer, yeah.
They transformed.
This is the price.
And it wasn't quick.
We paid a little.
She turned our men
The world is not
from men to pigs.
and to forgive.
She changed them.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm Puppeteer, yeah.
That's
Have to
cool.
go save them.
No, we don't. Look at all we've lost and all we've learned. Every single cost is so much more than what we've earned. Think about the men we have left before they're none. Let's just cut our losses, you and I, and let's run.
We have that still same conflict over here of Odysseus wanting to help everybody while the rest of the crew wanting to just be like, no, let's go home. That's not worth taking the wrath of the gods. So we kind of come back to the conversation that happened in originally going up to the wind god from there. Like, is this stuff worth it? Our luck is going to run out, and you know it is. And these are cool callbacks. Like, they definitely slowed down the melody of our luck is running out over there to kind of push that forward and give it kind of a different feeling. That's such a cool callback from there. Like, they're really doing the composer's doing such a good job of bringing all these elements kind of back together to kind of sense there's a lot of tension here. There is so much tension, and because Odysseus is out trying to put any kind of like fight back right now and just letting the crew talk, we have the absence of the guitar. But I'm positive as soon as Odysseus pops back in, there's going to be some amazing guitar riff that's going to push things forward from there. There's got to be.
We've lost and all we've learned. Every single cost is so much more than what we've earned. Think about the men we have left before they're none. Let's just cut our losses, you and I, and let's run.
Of course I'd like to leave now. Of course I'd like to run. But I can hardly
Yep, I hear the
sleep
guitar
now,
in the
knowing
background
everything
now.
we've
That's
done.
cool.
There's no length I wouldn't go if it was you I had to say.
Is that Hermes up there?
I can only hope you do the same.
I can hear her still,
No one will
and her
find
voice deceives.
Such a nice contrast there.
my nymphs and
Would you
I.
choose to leave?
Their loving queen.
I don't know.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm a puppeteer.
She's a clever witch,
This is the price.
and she's hard to slay.
We paid it all.
It's a game of wits.
We draw the line.
But you don't have to play.
One from above.
I have to try.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer, yeah.
I like that. I like that. It's so like clever with how they're playing with both sides of music genres here. You have again typical pop with Circe's and again I'm probably saying the name wrong. I'm so sorry. Ulysses's rap-esque hip-hop style from there. It's nice, cool, and they use both contrast of typical melody or typical pulses and beats that you would hear from those. But I wonder, that melody at the beginning, is that the main thing that Circe sings throughout? I want to listen to that one more time, just the melody. Or is that just the callback from the previous songs? Alright, so it's da 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 da. What does this part sound
And her
like?
voice deceives.
They're way between.
What if she can't be killed?
A little bit.
Would you choose to leave?
Their loving
So I think, especially Circe's melody there seems to be at least a modified version of the motive that they put with the Japanese style music or instrument in the beginning. At least that's what it feels like to me. I wonder what Japanese instrument is. That like a scimitar or something in the beginning? I don't know. I'm probably wrong about like there. I'm very unfamiliar with naming specific like non-Western instruments there, but it's a good way to kind of match over here. That it's totally a modified motive at the beginning.
I don't know.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power now.
It's cool to do it. Oh, I like that. That was really good. That was a very good rendition of that. So I'm assuming with Wouldn't You Like, we're probably going to be introduced like to another one. It seems like again the heavy string chords and the piano synthesized seem to represent Circe. But let's see kind of how we go forward with Wouldn't You Like. I'm excited. Is this Hermes' theme?
I must say, what a brilliant speech you gave.
Who goes there?
Just a friend who could help you save your men. A foe like Circe's not to be messed with. You want to beat her, you'll need the blessing of a certain god.
Ooh, so again, we kind of go back to the dun dun dun, same progression that we've done for a while. They seem to love this danger progression. No, I'm just gonna call this the god progression. But this is Hermes, obviously. So if we're doing with Hermes, is this lute-like instrument what Hermes? It almost sounds harp-like. But maybe this like and again with Hermes being normally represented by one of the small harps from there in most Greek mythology, I'm sure that's what the main instrument is going to be for Hermes. I kind of like Hermes' playfulness voice there right from the beginning. That's a good way to represent that character. And we're probably going to use the same progression. Bum, bum, bum. Bottom, bum, bum, bottom, bum.
What a brilliant speech you gave.
Who goes there?
Just a friend who could help you save your men. A foe like Circe's not to be messed with. You want to beat her, you'll need the blessing of a certain god. Divine intervention, someone who's not afraid to send a message.
The messenger god.
Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be hurt. Wouldn't you like...
One of the things I love about a lot of these pieces is introducing the chord progression right from the beginning, and then just having whatever god might be going from here, god or goddess, just kind of playing around with the melody line there. And I think that's especially, like, Hermes is a playful god. I mean, he is the messenger of the gods. He's the fast person of there. So the fact that he's doing a lot of, like, passing and leading tones within his melody, that going around that progression that we heard at the beginning from there, he's probably just going to kind of continue playing around with that melody. Let me go to the more intense kind of... Once you hear kind of the... that string part come in with some type of synthesizer on the bottom, that's when you know he's probably just going to be playing around a lot with that melody there. Ooh, that's I like the sound of that.
Send a message. Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't
Yep,
you like to use more than
same
words?
progressions there. I love it though.
Fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be hurt. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in
That harp part is beautiful in there. Using the same progression under the intensity of the beat. And as soon as you make the harp go faster, all of a sudden everything starts to feel like it is speeding up. When in reality, like, the harp music is just the same speed that we kind of heard from the beginning with the plucking, but bringing it into those arpeggios over there helps to intensify and speed up the whole process from there. It's a nice, cool touch. Definitely Hermes or harp. Definitely Hermes or harp. I love it. And we're just going to play around with that melody the entire time, I'm sure. It's never going to feel like it's going to resolve. I'm positive of that, at least until the end, because Hermes is always jumping around. So that arpeggiated stuff is going to be super prominent probably within the rest of this. Just, again, bouncing around. Arpeggios. That's a lot of what it is. Bouncing up and down with the musical aspects of musical notes. It's exciting. I'm happy for this.
you can be hurt. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic?
Plus, it's Final Fantasy-esque to me.
Outcome preferred. Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her. She can turn you to an animal that'll end up on her plate. She can all but make you fall in love like you're on your 100th date. She can conjure up a monster that'll grind you to the bones. She has all the ways to haunt you when you take her on a lie.
This is totally jazz singing too. Oh my gosh. So they put in kind of this, like, very operatic start from this, and then put a jazz swing into it. As soon as you hear the piano, which again, Circe seems to be a lot more piano-esque than most of the, kind of like Athena was, but Circe with the piano. As soon as Hermes starts talking about it, we get that piano thing in there and we jazz it up. Hermes is going to be putting a lot of jazz progressions into this, and especially with the more jazz style, like, singing of not really resting on one tone. I'm sure that's going to give the whole kind of analysis and pulse to what Hermes is going to try to be. It's like, hey, I have this power that's going to be able to help you. She is very trickery, but I'm just as clever. I can help you out. Just, you gotta ask for my help. That's all there is. God, all these gods wanting to just make all these deals with Odysseus is beautiful. Plus, you know, the playfulness of Hermes that the cinematic does. It's cool. It's cool. I like it.
She can conjure up a monster that'll grind you to the bones. She has all the ways to...
You know what the voice actually reminds me of? Oh, that's kind of a good way. It reminds me of a more playful version of Audrey 2 from A Little Shop of Horrors. As you kind of have these inflections of the voice, and it obviously, and whenever Audrey sings, it's more like in minor keys, but popping it from over here, we have a lot more major keys, a lot more like upbeat. Again, flying around, fluttering around. It's a perfect way of representing this god. It's so cool. I like it.
To the bones. She has all the ways to haunt you when you take her on a lie.
Yeah, I love that chorus.
Would you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you
Ooh.
like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be hurt. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred?
Ooh.
Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her.
So, Are you telling me they introduced Hermes' theme right from the very beginning with that chord progression? Wait. That's the melody line right there immediately that Hermes follows during the chorus. Oh, that's cool. All right, let me put that back over to there. When we start getting the chordal vocal lines over there, it makes sense because Hermes just flies into the air. So you're always having trouble tracking where the melody line is going to fall from there, which falls so much into here. Come on, wouldn't you like the power to conquer this? Don't you want the power to save your crew? Come on, just take my power. You know you wanted Odysseus. It's playfulness. And that does that really a lot through the jazz style chords we're hearing. It's cool. I like it. It's cool. Yeah.
Here in the roots of this flower, there lies such a power to take her on. You must consume and digest it, then you'll manifest a being of your creation. All you need's imagination, though it's only for a moment. Till you've beaten your opponent. And I call this route Holy Moly.
Holy moly! Oh my gosh, he's so playful. Oh gosh, they did such a good job of replicating how Hermes would sound like through an instrument and just the playfulness of this. It's so playful. He's a trickster. He loves to, I don't want to say manipulate people, but he loves to cause chaos with like other gods. So this whole thing of like, come on. Yeah, it's a funny name for herb, but it'll help you out. Come on, you know you want it. It'll be fun. We'll have fun with this. And that's kind of the thing from here. It's making me smile just kind of hearing that because of how just playful it is. It's cool. I love that harp part in the background. Every time I hear it, I'm like, are we just doing the Final Fantasy beginning? You know, that you'd hear from like Final Fantasy 1, which again, a lot of Final Fantasy aspects, especially when it comes to the gods and summons, tend to have this like more harmonious harp part that's going on. And I think that's the same progression that they kind of used from there. So did we just combine like Greek mythology with Final Fantasy, or is it my mind focusing too much on that? I just wanted to listen to the harp part one more time. I think I missed. It'll play it again in a second.
You must consume and digest it, then you'll manifest a being of your creation. All you need is imagination.
Imagination, I love it.
You've beaten your opponent. And I call this route Holy Moly.
That is such a Final Fantasy thing. Whoa, wait a minute. Did they put the Rickroll progression in here too? They totally did. That's how they start with Never Gonna Give You Up. They put Rick Astley in this. Come on, did they really? Just listen for it. They put the Rick Astley drum line in there. Oh, that's so clever. Also, I love the animation of what they're like doing with this. It really does help to kind of show the chaoticness of Hermes from there. So they did such a good job animating this to show like, hey, this will help you, but you're going to be confused by it. But I'm over here now, but I'm over there now. What are you going to do? It's a speed god. Of course, it's going to be going in 30 million different miles, but I have to sing for you. Here, take the herb. You'll be fine. It's cool. I love it. But the Rick Astley reference in there makes me even laugh even more. One more time and I'll move on. I had to. So this is really replicating a lot of like 60s, 70s music too, which is nice.
Hermes! Thank you.
Don't thank me, friend, you very well may die. Good luck.
He's so flirty. And the music really goes with the flirtiness of it too. That was great. Oh, it's flirtiness. It's flirtiness. Hermes is such a flirty god too. That was a very good way of replicating it there. But just like, I couldn't believe that they had that kind of like jazzy 70s styles, like pop. And then you have the Rick Astley drums in there. Oh God, I love it. It's beautiful. This was a really well done one. Done for, hey? Okay. So let's see if Hermes' little herb is gonna help out Odysseus against Circe now. Ooh.
Lady of the palace, sorry that I asked this, but I hope that I've been misinformed. I sent out some scouts to take a look.
We have the bum 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 do. This is kind of the playfulness, seriousness thing that kind of was introduced back in the first one of this saga. So we might be bringing back the same chord progression that we had from there. That's got to be part of that danger chord progression whenever going up against a god from here. But you can tell this is going to be playful and seriousness because it's almost like a combination of the motives from what were the names of it? Combination motives of Puppeteer with the combination of motives of Wouldn't You Like. So if we do both those together, you have a very different style feeling from here. Plus we have the chordal things with the voices going back in. Nice callback with the guitar.
Sorry that I asked this, but I hope that I've been misinformed. I sent out some scouts to take a look around through here, and they wound up at your doors. Through the years we seldom get a warm welcome, so I must ask just to be sure. Did you do something to them?
To me, all I did was reveal their true form.
You turned them into pigs.
I don't know who you are nor why you're here, but
Yes, immediately when we go into danger, we have the bum 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 bum. I wonder if that's like and then you have these chordal things going over there. It seems whenever Odysseus is starting to go up against a god, we have these choir of angels going on when it's the conflict is about to start. And it's like, okay, man versus God, who's going to win within this conflict there? And it kind of brings the listener into this like, ooh, how is she going to respond? How is he going to respond? How is this conflict going to go? It's a fun play on things here.
all I did was reveal their true form.
You turned them into pigs.
Sorry, plus you have the whole concept of men being pigs, which a lot of older Greek mythology was like, the man's true form is a pig, so they're kind of leaning heavily into that as well. And that's, Circe was such a devilish goddess towards Odysseus' journey, so it's cool that they really put a lot of emphasis on, I'm turning your men into what they really are, so now what are you going to do about it?
Don't know who you are nor why you're here, but let me make this one thing clear. I've got people to protect, nymphs I can't neglect, so I'm not taking chances, dear. If you make one wrong move, then you're done for. Anything I don't approve, then you're done for. I can put a spell on you.
God, I love that thumping part there.
Soon you will be done for.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me.
It's so fun because the guitar conflict versus this choir conflict. God versus man. Here's my guitar riff. Here are my choirs from here. Menacing power. This one guitar dude who's just gonna be like, I can beat you. It's such a nice contrast, and it makes the listeners like, what's Odysseus gonna do next? What's gonna happen from here? It's so fun. I like it.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me. I just ate a flower, one that claims your power, so you better cower now and flee.
You must be a liar, mortals can't acquire money without dire consequence.
I know,
I
but
must be a god like you, cause I got this root from the ground with my bare hands.
Hermes gave it to you, didn't he?
Okay, fine, yes. Well, regardless, you and I are now evenly matched.
That's cool. It's like, hey, you know, Hermes saw you, right? He gave you the thing. I mean, that's besides the point, because I'm a god to you now. But again, choir conflict versus guitar conflict, all with taking that bum, 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 bum. The conflict drums we hit through with the rhythm we hear all the time whenever something bad is gonna happen, or some type of conflict between God and man. I like it. It's beautiful. It's perfect. It makes me kind of... I'm on my edge of my seat listening to this one. It's cool. It's cool.
Cause I got this root from the ground with my bare hands.
Hermes gave it to you, didn't he?
Okay, fine, yes. Well, regardless, you and I are now evenly matched. Our fates are intertwined, they're attached. I've got people to protect.
Ooh.
Friends I can't neglect. So now there is no turning back. You've made your one wrong move, now you're done for.
Thank you for the fifths there. Ba 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 bum ba bum ba da dun dun. Introducing the main theme they put back in the beginning of the song, just done in fifths between the two vocalists. And whenever you hear the third, fifth progressions, like with two people singing on either thirds or fifths, it does something to our ears that just makes us like hone into on it more. And it's I love it. I love it. All right, let me back up a little bit, just to hear both of those put together.
I've got people to protect, friends I can't neglect. So now there is no turning back. You've made your one wrong move, now you're done for. I will be the one to prove that you're done for. Not even a spell saves you, cause you're done for. Oh, you better run, or soon you will be done for.
Dang.
You've lost.
That's a callback to the defeat of the Cyclops too. Oh, that's cool. As soon as somebody like loses, they always have this like cello bass line holding in fists, the drone note saying, "Ha, somebody got defeated. Now we're gonna move on to the exposition of this thing because now one person won and one lost. What's going to be the repercussions of this?" Also, I love like the kind of the call, like, you know, Lion versus Cyclops, kind of the beginning from here. It's a typical Odysseus just, you know, attacking from there. What was the original thing for there? That was a very cool way of kind of showing that. So, but what was it? What was that? I'm trying to remember. Back to the was seduced by her. Of course, he's supposed to be seduced by her at the end of this. That much I know from there. But like because he lets his guard down after defeating Circe's kind of trick from there. So it's, I don't know. I'm curious to see how he's going to be quote unquote seduced, if even possible.
My nymphs are like my daughters, I protect them at all costs.
Also, like this is literally just two people trying to defend their people. Like two leaders trying to defend their people. It's one of those whole things of, is really one side good or bad, or are they just trying to protect the ones that they're in charge of? Circe just wanted to protect her nymphs, while Odysseus just wanted to protect his men. So this is like when you have these kind of conflicts in the stories, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's such a conflict of interest, but it also puts that conflict of who's really in the right or wrong here. And I think the music, with the intensity of kind of the uncertainty of it and just sticking on those one or two chords, probably really kind of helped to relay this message to the audience of who's in the wrong here. Neither of them are technically in the wrong. They're just trying to help their people. And it's a nice conflict there.
You've lost.
My nymphs are like my daughters, I protect them.
Very
at
regal
all
whenever we
costs.
have her singing.
The last time we let strangers live, we faced a heavy loss. You've given me no reason to bestow you with my trust, but everyone's true colors are revealed in acts of lust.
Oh my.
Not sure I follow.
Oh
There are
my.
other ways of persuasion. There are other modes of control.
Oh my.
There are other means of deceit.
Oh
There are
my.
other roads to the soul.
That's, ooh, I mean, we have to seduce We have to seduce Odysseus one way or another. So if my magic won't work, maybe my body will. God, I love Greek mythology, kind of just using every whim possible. So we heard a little bit probably of There Are Other Ways right at the beginning of there. So this is obviously a continuation from what we were kind of hearing from. But it's oh, I am sorry, my phone just went off. Put something riveting here. All right, sorry about that. All right, let's go back to There Are Other Ways. So obviously we're probably going to start really taking the same instrumentation and motive of the conflict and just doing seduction instead.
I'm not sure I follow.
There are other ways of persuasion.
Oh dang.
There are other modes of control.
We still have that bum bum
There
bum
are
bum.
other means of deceit. There are other roads to the soul. There are other actions of passion.
Oh,
You have so much left to learn.
this is stereotypical love music. As soon as you hear all those strings come in with the same chords that the bass and cello introduced at the beginning of the previous song, bum, 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 you automatically know, hey, this is a love spell trying to be pushed forward. That is a lot of what happens with, like, love stories and stuff. You have, no matter what happens with everybody else, you have this, like, a beautiful thing happening with the orchestra where they play these luscious chords with a lot with a lot of like timbre in there, with a lot of building up, and you'll probably hear that go as she's trying to seduce Odysseus more and more. That is a very good way of doing it. Ooh, that's clever.
Roads to the soul.
Just that
There
ba-da-da-da-dum.
are actions of
Yeah.
passion. You have so much
Love
left
music.
to learn. Want to see
Classical
your
love
left
music,
from
actually.
fire. Show me that you're willing to burn.
Who's to say with all mistakes I've made
Don't be
that they will
afraid.
be the
Think
last
of your
mistakes I
past.
ever made?
Don't break when
There is so much power, so much power.
Ooh.
But there's no puppet here.
Yes, now we go into the typical, like, I don't want to call it a calypso beat, but, like, Latin music with your... All of a sudden, the percussion becomes a lot lighter. This is now a waltz style than anything else between, like, two people who are going through these opposites. This gives that whole, like, I don't want to, but you know you do, but come on. And it's like this kind of conflict thing here, and they always do this with Latin style music, and that immediate shift from these luscious, like, chords into the dum bum 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 bum. This is Carmen. This is Carmen. Dun 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 dun. We're now in Carmen romantic music, and that is what a lot of what Circe is kind of related to with the original, like, Carmen musical too, or at least that's what Carmen based a lot of that whole da dum bum bum. We're in the classical realm now, and I love classical music, so this is. The romantic era of music is such a luscious part of it that it's pretty, and I'm glad there's so much a mishmash of different styles here. Just Latin, it's beautiful. Carmen, oh yes, Carmen. Actually, wow, they introduced this way before this, because they introduced the bum. Bum, 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 bum. We're way back in the previous song from there. I didn't even realize that. So they were teasing the fact that they were going to turn this into a romantic style Carmen-esque music all the way back in the previous song from here. That was such a nice transition into this. Oh, I love it. It's perfect.
I'm just on
There is no line,
I'm
never
just
enough. So much power,
on
so much power, but there's no puppet here.
I can't.
Ba-da-da-da, that is the danger thing, because we heard that before. Ba-ba-da-da, because we've heard that motive come up plenty of times before. Also, nice freeze frame there. Sorry, bad Suno, bad bard. Bad bard tendencies come to the best of me for a second there. That's just Penelope. Yeah, that's the Penelope motive from the beginning of this again. It's like Penelope's the only one for me. And with how intense the strings were as Circe pulled out the knife and then boom, immediately just stopped it. It was perfect. That's such a nice transition from to there. We have these very intense chords being played and then boom, never mind, we're fine. Tension to immediate. Oh, wait, Penelope. That's who my love is. I love that they bring that melody back.
Back at home, my wife awaits for me.
There we.
She's my everything.
Like, let's introduce the Penelope thing so Odysseus can immediately start just talking about Penelope again. That's a cool way to do it. Yeah, thank you for that. So we might hear this is like the Penelope motive.
At home, my wife awaits for me. She's my everything, my Penelope.
I love that they have that motive back in.
All my power, but it's been 12 long years. Oh, 12 long years since I have seen my wife, and now the god of tides is out to end my life. So I beg you, Circe, grant us mercy and let us puppets leave.
Wow, the callback to the Penelope melody is such a good thing. Like, this is clearly Penelope's main theme over here. And it was done so lusciously between the violin and cello here that it brings a tear to your eye listening to that.
Grant us mercy and let us puppets leave.
Poseidon, eh? There might be a way to evade him. There might be a way to get home. Though this other way's very dangerous.
I love the Carmen-esque of this.
Final hope. I know of a brilliant prophet. Problem is this prophet is dead. I can't get you home, but I'll get you to...
Ooh! So as soon as we're like, hey, I can help you get to another way that's not through the ocean, so we're reintroducing the theme of probably Hades at this point? Is that where we're going to? Like, I know all the Underworld Saga is next after this, so it's just kind of a sneak peek of like, boom, we immediately have reverse choir here of the same thing that they had, which immediately changes the whole aspect of this. We have this nice Carmen-esque like, oh, I understand about wanting to be loved one. Maybe I can help you to cross the ocean, but it might cause you to die. And it's such a nice contrast.
Be your one final hope. I know of a brilliant prophet. Problem is this prophet is dead. I can't get you home, but I'll get
Oh,
you
it's
to the
creepy.
underworld instead.
Yep, the underworld.
I'll release your men and I'll get you to the under.
It's just the same progression. I'm going to call this the Carmen progression now, except they just reversed it. And you know, with a lot of the mythology being the world of light and world of darkness. Sorry, I went with the Kingdom Hearts aspect here, but the world of the living and the world of the dead, reversing that does such a good way of kind of putting this looming like threat over there. You got to go in the underworld if you want to get home now, but it could be your only chance. And we hear that same progression just reversed, and even with the lyrics, like not the lyrics, the choir is backwards instead. It's cool. It's cool. Kind of that, like, almost like rewinding a tape that you would kind of hear from there if you, this is going to age me a little bit, but like almost putting a VHS in, pushing it, rewind. Some of them end up having like the reverse talking from there when you do that. That's what this is, and it makes you feel eerie and tense, and it's perfect.
World instead.
Wait, you're helping us?
There are many ways of persuasion.
And then we go back to the way it was.
There are many modes of control. Maybe showing one act of kindness leads to kinder souls down the road. I remember actions of passion. I have been in love once before.
See, it's a love thing. Like, that's what Circe kind of relates to. As soon as you hear about love, it's like, wait a minute, I kind of understand it. And you bring in a lot more of the original motives that we kind of heard going back from here. Now that we're talking about the love thing again, let's keep pushing forward. You bring more instruments in to kind of replicate, like, oh yeah, I can relate to you now. Maybe one kindness can help out for others. Maybe we can help each other. Neither of these are bad characters. They're just characters who are just trying to protect their people, but now being able to relate on something kind of changes the overall mood from this to something more, let's combine things together. Let's combine things together. And that's why you hear a lot more of the themes come back besides the Carmen aspect, and kind of just hearing more instruments, meaning there's trust between these two. It's a cool way to do it.
Down the road, I remember actions of passion. I have been in love once before. Maybe one day the world will need a puppeteer no more.
Aww.
Or maybe one day the world will need a puppeteer. So much power, so much power.
And then we go back to some of the original motives there too, with them being transformed back. Oh, the ending there of them coming back and then playing the Puppeteer melody line one more time. Ooh, that gave me chills. That's so good. Oh my gosh, this was probably one of... Oh, There Are Other Ways was so good. I am very impressed by that one. Like, I was not expecting them to bring back those like initial themes from there. And when you put classical music in front of the bard, because again, I think George, hopefully I'm saying the name right, I'm probably saying it wrong, took inspiration from Carmen, the da 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 da, because there's a certain motive, or there's a certain chord progression that relates back to Carmen's music. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 ba, and they just played around with that, which is honestly the perfect way to represent Circe, is to do such a play such as Carmen. It's so cool. It is so cool to kind of bring that like wrapped around again. Wow, the Circe Saga put me through a lot, and I'm looking at like my full record time from there. Each of these are getting longer and longer, and I've heard the Underworld, which was the most recent one, has even more to unpack with it. So if you've made it to the end of this, thank you. I appreciate you watching all my ranting and raving. By all means, post in the comments about things that you might have heard that I might have missed. I obviously don't focus a lot on lyrics for a lot of these. Occasionally I do, but you guys putting in your own aspects of what these lyrics meant and kind of the messages have helped me to re-listen to these and pull more things out. So I'd love to hear what you thought about all these pieces. If there's anything else you want me to react to, music-wise, whether it's more epic animatics or just any other music things in general, please post them down in the comments. I take the time to read every single one of yours, and I've really felt so happy being part of this like new music react / epic community. So thank you guys. I appreciate you watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, do the lovely things, share this everywhere. Let me know other things you might want me to react to, because I am loving geeking out over music theory with you all. Alright friends, we will talk about the Underworld next, or at least react to it. But I hope you enjoy your day. Tavern is closing. Have a good day, my friends. Bye-bye!